Hello, hello, and welcome back to Nurses Speak. This is Tonya from Nurses Speak, the channel for nurses, Black nurses. Yep, this is for you. Nurses of color, but open to all nurses, where your voice can be heard and no topic is off limits. So go ahead, like, subscribe, and share. And now for today's topic. This is a follow-up video to a video I did not too long ago where I brought to you this information about a nurse who called 911. This is in Washington State due to understaffing in the emergency room. Okay, the nurse called 911 to get help from the local fire department. This was at St. Michael Medical Center in Silverdale, Washington. So there was some follow-up to that, and there's an article that went out today. Today's November 3rd, and it's on Becker's Hospital Review. I'll put that link in the chat so you can read the full article. But the gist of it is that the union that represents hospital workers there is circulating a petition calling for the resignation of the hospital's president and their chief nursing officer, citing years of ineffective response. Okay, they have stated as well, our community, and this is a quote from the article, our community has been advocating for a safe hospital for years as workers repeatedly sound the alarm on the serious issues plaguing St. Michael Medical Center. Unfortunately, after years of ineffective response, and after workers have had to repeatedly report their concerns to hospital leadership through committee meetings, contract negotiations, and very publicly through picketing, media, and outreach to legislative officials, the healthcare workers' pleas have been met with empty promises as the situation continues to deteriorate. Period, end quote. And they also attached the petition to this this article, so you could also see that as well. And I thought it was very interesting that things turn out this way. And it looks like the individual who is the chief operating officer of the Virginia Mason Health, where St. Michael is a facility under that entity, is saying that their focus is on what's important, providing high quality care to the patients we serve. They've had the highest paid nurses in the state, recognized for quality and safety, and the usual politically correct response. But at the end of the day, it should not have taken years, right? I mean, years of advocacy, years of committee meetings, years of contract negotiations, years of public picketing, right? Years of their concerns falling on deaf ears of the facility's leadership. This is what prompted this, okay? And I don't understand when people are going to get it. You cannot be in these leadership roles and not do anything. Those days are over, right? The workforce is looking for results. Those people on the front line are looking for answers. They're looking for a resolution. They're looking for change and improvements. They're not interested in hearing any more talk. Empty promises won't cut it. Okay? Investigating, researching, surveying, bringing in, high paid consultants. None of those things are going to work. Okay? None of those things are going to solve the issues. If these leadership would just listen to their staff, what they're dealing with, take their concerns under consideration and act on it to make the necessary improvements, they wouldn't need to be spending thousands of dollars getting in consultants and doing surveys and research and studies and all of that. Right? That's something you do when you don't know what your problems are. But clearly, when you know what your problems are and you have a vocal workforce that's telling you what the problems are, listen to them. Just listen to them. These are the people that's doing the job on the front line, day in and day out, night in and night out. They can tell you, right? And so it's up to leadership to listen. It's up to administration to, and not just listen, hear what the people are saying, hear what the workers are saying, hear the feedback from the community, right? Because the listening cannot just be performative listening, right? And I don't know if that's a term that existed or not, but I just created it if it didn't. Performative listening is where you come to a meeting, you come to the table, you got your notepad or your whiteboard or whatever you're using, and you're recording things and documenting things and writing it down and taking notes and giving people nods and yes, doing the lip service. But then nothing happens, right? After that, it's all crickets. And you, who might have brought a message, doing your very best to make sure it's clear and concise and understandable to the recipient, think, my job is done. They finally listened. But the other side of that is, have they really heard? Has there been transformation from what they listened to? Have they really heard? Okay? Because I can understand why the amplification of this outcry has gotten louder and louder and louder to the point where it can't be ignored. Because whilst the powers that be were listening, clearly they hadn't heard. So sometimes, unfortunately, you have to get real loud for people to hear you. And then, of course, you look emotional, hysterical, angry, and they're going to call you all kinds of names for wanting to be heard. But that's okay. Because at the end of the day, many of us, I won't say all to 100%, but many of us want the same things. Yes, we want adequate pay. Yes, we want mental health benefits. Yes, we want general benefits. Yes, we want time off. Yes, we want professional development. Yes, we want appropriate PPE. Yes, we want workplace safety, but we want it sooner than later. I mean, let's face it, these things can no longer take years to resolve. They have to be acted upon swiftly. Okay? Because otherwise, those facilities that are not going to cooperate and bring about changes in their facilities and in their organizations wherein the staff can work safely and provide the care that they're being paid to provide to the patients that enter the facility, these problems are not going to go away. They're not going to go away. And if they know that money is an issue, then they need to do what they need to do to resolve those money issues. Okay? Because the other thing I didn't mention in this article that the union also said were issues in the facility, quote, and these are the quotes: significant infection control issues, constant payroll errors, and leadership refusing healthcare workers' requests to divert patients to neighboring hospitals when the medical center does not have the staff to safely accept additional patients, period, end quote. Those are 3 other things cited about this facility. Clearly, those are money-related issues, right? Now, the infection control, that's clearly going to impact patient safety. So I'm surprised that there isn't a full-blown CMS investigation going on right now, if not at the level of the state at the very least, okay? Because infection control is numero uno everywhere that I know of. As far as the payroll errors go, well, listen, I'm pretty sure nobody on the payroll is there to do volunteer work, so they need to get that straightened out. And leadership refusing healthcare requests for diversion, another money issue, because obviously if patients don't come there, they're not getting paid for those encounters. But if it's not safe for them to come there, they definitely better divert them somewhere else, because they're going to be looking at more in lawsuits if something happens to a patient that can't be treated in a timely manner by any other prudent, professional testimony. So they need to figure it out. Weigh the options. Because a couple of $1,000s that they have to divert in any particular day is not going to outweigh the millions of dollars that they could have to pay in a lawsuit for some wrongful death case or some negligence case. I mean, what else can be said? I understand that it's great to be in a position of leadership and authority. It's great to be in the C-suite. It's great to, network and have all the nice drippings and trippings and trappings that come along with these positions of seniority. But as they say, the chickens have come home to roost. You're not going to be able to sit in these positions and do nothing for the people, because the people will be heard. I think it's even more important to say that people need to be heard before they have to get loud. Okay? So if you're getting quiet calls or people pulling you aside in the hallway saying, hey, I heard such and such is going on, or did you know that XYZ? Do something about it. Don't wait for it to be in the media or on the news for you to then, begin to put out one of these, public relations statements. Do something. Be proactive. Address the issues in your facility, in your organization, wherever you are. Don't just sit on it thinking it's going to go away and stick your head in the sand or bring in a consultant or do a study or take a survey. If people are telling you what the issue is, believe them. Act on it. Get more information, but get it quickly. And do something. Okay? And so that's all I want to say on that subject. And if you're not ready to roll up your sleeves and get busy and do the hard things, then don't take on these positions. Don't make a fool of yourself. Just find something else to do. Because right now, these are the days of the servant leader, the one who's out there, putting the cause at the forefront, going ahead of the people and leading them, and having the people's back. Those are the leaders that's going to survive. Not the ones hiding up in their corner office or underneath the boardroom table. You got to get out, be seen, and be effective. And so that's all for now. Until next time, again, this is Sonia at Nurses Speak, the channel for nurses where your voice can be heard and no topic is off limits. Bye now.